We're back here, guys.
We are.
We got a couple different products here. Well, a couple different varieties of the same product. These are mac and cheeses. What kind of mac and cheese we got here, Pete?
We have Cheetos mac and cheese, 4 cheesy
4 cheesy.
and bold and cheesy.
Okay. I can say, you know, they cooked a little different. I don't know how well you can see them. They did cook a little different, but now the 4 cheesy has 2 tablespoons of butter and a 1/4 cup of milk, whereas the bold and cheesy has 4 tablespoons of butter and a 1/3 cup of milk. So you'll also that's reflected in the calories here.
Oh, for sure.
You know, the nutritional information is actually not much different at all, except for that fat content, and that has a lot to do, I suppose, with the extra butter and the extra milk.
Yep, and the extra sodium.
You know, you're getting 100 extra calories per serving out of the bold and cheesy. So if that's important to you, you know, the 4 cheesy is a lower calorie, but the protein's about the same.
They're smelling good.
Yeah. So we have...
I hope they're better than the Goodles.
You know what? I was disappointed in the Goodles. I really wanted them to be better, because they are a very healthy product. I'll also say something else I noticed, so I saved them. So you always get a little cheese and spice packet. So this is the cheese and spice packet for the bold and cheesy. Just a plain old pack. Just a plain pack. But look at this guy. Now it says Cheetos all over it, secret flavor.
Right?
I mean, come on, Cheetos. You know, not a big deal. But, well, I mean, what do you think? Should we just get into number 1 here, maybe?
Which one's number 1?
So number 1 is the bold and cheesy.
Okay, it definitely looks cheesier.
Yes, it does, and it's darker. I mean, it almost reminds you of, well, here. Yeah, you can see number 1 is definitely darker than number 2. It almost reminds you of like a Flamin' Hot or something.
Right, or Buffalo.
But I'm not seeing that these are supposed to be particularly spicy. I will say this is quite a lot thicker.
It's hefty.
Which is odd because it had more milk and butter, so you would have thought it would have been thinner, but it was not cooking it.
Well,
it's got to be good. It's mac and cheese.
Yeah, right?
Wow, we've said that before.
That's definitely cheesy.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Way cheesy.
I gotta tell you, to be honest, when I was looking at it, I expected this to not be very good at all. It's not the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. I think it's definitely cheesier than like a Kraft.
For sure, for sure.
Kind of like a...
I like the thickness of it, yeah.
Like the Velveeta ones.
Yeah, I definitely like the thickness of it. And so then number 2 here, and that was the 4 cheesy. Well, let's see where we are.
Yeah.
And this one I noticed was a lot thinner cooking it. That's a decent flavor.
Reminds me of just like buttered noodles.
Yeah, it does.
Not a whole lot of cheese there.
Not a great deal of cheese. It's not bad. I'll take one more bite of it. Well, so I think there's one more thing we need to try. I got a little surprise in my pocket.
Uh-oh.
On the back of the box, it says, top it
Oh, yes.
with some crunchy Cheetos. So, I happen to have a couple little bags of crunchy Cheetos. I'm just going to have a crunchy Cheeto on its own. Who doesn't like crunchy Cheetos? They're pretty good.
It's been so long since I've had a Cheeto.
Yeah, it's about a crunchy Cheeto. Well,
They say just dump a couple on there?
I guess so. I'm wondering if maybe I should just kind of,
Crumble it?
yeah, maybe just a little bit. I don't know. We'll just do a couple. That's a recommendation on the box, though. Add a little to the cheesiness. So now we're going. You going number 1 here again? Well,
Yep.
let's check that out. Oh,
I don't know. I don't think it personally adds much. At least to this one, it's cheesy enough. As
yeah,
it
it
is.
is. You know, if you're that baked mac and cheese kind of person, you know, who likes the breadcrumb on the mac and cheese and get that little extra texture, I think it goes good together. I don't think it diminishes it.
No.
I don't know that it enhances the flavor. It just alters the texture a bit.
I think you're right. I think it would be better though if it was crunched up in smaller, not quite powder, but
Right.
smaller pieces.
Well, did you ever see at one point in time Cheetos released a device? It was basically a little blender or a coffee grinder. You'd put your Cheetos in there and you hit the button. It was all Cheetos.
Oh, like a coffee grinder, yeah.
And it blended into powder, so you could use that as kind of like a breadcrumb or something.
That would be good in here.
Yeah, I would agree.
Let's try this other one.
Yeah, I think if you like that breadcrumb texture in your mac and cheese, which, you know, the baked mac and cheese is something that's a kind of a common theme.
I don't think I'm a fan with the Cheetos and the 4 cheese one.
I don't think it's doing much. You know, here's what's so odd. This one, which again, I can't keep remembering that. It's the bold and cheesy, which is the darker one. It was thicker. It was definitely thicker, but you know, for some reason, I don't know. I feel like I prefer that. Texture isn't everything about flavor, but I feel like I prefer the texture of that one.
Of the bold one?
Yeah. I think I prefer the flavor and the texture. And I don't think it needs the Cheeto. You could do it. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. I'm not opposed to it here. I just don't know that it's enhancing it at all.
No, I don't think so.
I would eat this. I mean, whatever. I would eat it. I'm eating it now. I'm going to finish my bowl.
I mean, it is not bad, but it reminds me more of like a buttered noodle type of thing.
It does. There's really...
And this is more of a heartier mac and cheese. More cheese. Here you're tasting just pasta.
Oddly, even with the Cheetos in there, they're not... Well, here's what's so weird. Now, I eat a Cheeto. Okay. It's not crazy cheesy, but, you know, you got cheesy, you know. I mean, you know what you got going on. Let me just kind of toss a couple of these in here again. Because this is odd to me. I don't know. It completely mutes out the flavor of the Cheeto.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even there. I mean, the texture's there, but the flavor's not. Well, that's weird.
It is weird. I think I'm going to mix them up.
Yeah,
together.
heck, let's go for it.
See what we got.
This was our lunch, by the way. All of a sudden, I'm like, heck, I'm hungry. Let's get some mac and cheese going. You know, how do you go wrong with mac and cheese?
This would be good with Spam.
You know, I was thinking that myself. Spam or some little hot dog bites or something.
That is a weird flavor.
Okay, well.
I almost think the 4 cheese is kind of taken over and not really tasting the bolded cheesy.
That's really odd. It's almost...
It's weird. I mean, it's not bad.
Why is this muting out flavor? The 4 cheesy. Are you getting that too?
Yeah.
Now that we mixed it together,
Yeah.
you would have thought it would enhance the flavor, but it's just muting it out too.
Yep.
What the heck is that? All right. We gotta take a minute here. Compare the ingredients. Well, I'll tell you this. This has 798 ingredients. Before it gets to cheese, this has 3. So I guess maybe that's where we're having a problem here. This is Swiss Monterey Jack, blah, 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 blah. This is cheddar cheese. And now I gotta tell you, now I like cheese. I've said this before. Yeah, I've worked in a cheese factory for a long time. Tasted a lot of cheeses. I do like a very sharp cheddar cheese. It's more pronounced.
Yep.
It cuts through other flavors. I think a cheddar cheese is the way to go if you're trying to make something cheesy. Other flavors can certainly, like a mozzarella or whatever, or a Parmesan, Swiss, you know, it'll definitely enhance a dish. But I think if you're looking to get a straight cheddar flavor, cheese flavor,
Yeah.
you're thinking cheddar.
Right, right.
I mean, that's going to cut through. So I think it's interesting that one that is loaded with cheddar and the other one's loaded with a bunch of other stuff. One tastes like cheese and one tastes like a butter noodle.
Right.
I'm curious. I'm just gonna... I mean, I'm hungry, so I'm eating the whole thing. It don't matter.
Right.
So I'm just gonna pop a couple more of these on here. I don't think this is bad. Crunching up the Cheetos on it. I don't know.
Would you prefer this over like a Kraft? I mean, were these, I don't know, were they more expensive than the regular?
Well, I want to tell you, I paid $1.50 a box for these. So, you know what? It depends on the day of the week. I suppose you're at Walmart, you can get a box of Kraft for 75 cents.
Yeah.
And that's a solid flavor. I mean, you know what you're eating. If you're looking at the Velveeta with the shells or something, which is what, I mean, I'm there all day.
Yes, yes.
You know, I mean, it's odd how much the shape of the noodle matters. I do like the twisty noodle. I think I've said that before on here. But the shells are a home run.
I like the, I think my favorite type of mac and cheese is the Cracker Barrel white cheddar.
Okay.
And shells.
Okay. I've not had that.
It's very, well, it's cheddar. It's very cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
It's thick, but
That's something we'll
it's
have to check
also
out.
twice as much as the other ones. But
Sometimes you're paying for that, though. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of the deal.
I don't know if I would like drive to the store just to buy these particular ones.
No, I wouldn't either.
But if my mom cooked them for me, you know, I wouldn't complain. They're good. They're not bad. Don't get me wrong. They're not bad at all.
If these are my cover, I eat them. I will say, I think in comparison to like a Kraft, or even honestly a store brand generic elbow macaroni, I don't know. I was just at the store the other day and I think it was 57 cents or something like that for a store brand generic macaroni box. These are like $1.50 a box. I bought them because it's Cheeto, you know, it's kind of a novelty, whatever. Now, I could have had almost 3 boxes of mac and cheese for the price of 1 box of mac and cheese. And honestly, I think I would have been better off. Not just simply because of the amount of food I could have bought for the same price, but taste-wise, these are kind of blah. I mean, the one is got more flavor, but...
I guess, yeah, I was expecting more
Well, yeah.
than what we got, but...
I mean, you're talking, whoops, bold and cheesy, and 4 cheesy. I mean, look at all the cheese gooing out of these containers here. Well, I don't know. I suppose we got to rate them.
Well, let's start with the bold and cheesy on our scale. What would you give this one?
6. I mean, I'm gonna eat it.
I'd probably say 5 or 6.
I don't even know. I'm all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know, maybe a 5 to be honest. I mean, I'm gonna eat it.
It's not bad, but it's not great.
I would just give it a 5, in my opinion. Yeah.
What about the 4 cheesy?
You know what?
The buttery.
I hate to say this. I expect my mac and cheese to taste like cheese.
Right.
I don't think it's a bad tasting product. It didn't taste bad. It's not like, oh my God, I ate it, I gotta throw up now. You know, that's not the deal. It's not a bad product, but it just really didn't taste like cheese. And even throwing the Cheetos in it, it almost sucked the flavor out of the Cheetos.
Right, right.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I mean, I would eat it, but I think you would be making an error buying it, to be honest. Unless you like a butter noodle. I think if you don't want cheese.
And if you just want butter noodles, why don't you just butter noodles?
Yeah, because it's, you know what, for the price, you know what, it's, I mean, like I say, I'm going to sit here, I'll eat the whole bucket.
I'm going to give it a 2 just because I thought it tasted like crap.
Yeah, get that out of here. Get that out of here.
This stuff,
Yeah. It works.
Yeah, pretty average.
You see this in the clearance aisle for 35 cents or something like that? Give it a try. You know what? If you really want to try it out of curiosity for $1.50, I mean, you know, you do your thing. But I'm going to tell you, even adding the Cheetos to it, the Cheetos are more cheesy and flavorful than the mac and cheeses.
Yep, I'd agree.
I mean, it's not going to hurt me to finish these. But I think a generic store-brand mac and cheese would have honestly been a more enjoyable lunch. But hey, you know what? That's why we try things. So you ain't got to, or
you can try them and tell us how wrong we are.
Yeah.
Because apparently we're wrong a lot of the times.
Which is awesome. I love that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. We don't know our head from our ass. Let us know that.
Yeah. If you guys swear by this stuff or whatever, got a good recipe for something like this that's just not plain, I'm willing to try it.
Yeah, this is odd. I don't know. You know, I gotta tell you, it's hard to beat a homemade mac and cheese. Wasn't expecting this to taste like a homemade mac and cheese. Was expecting it to taste cheesy, especially with the labels on the box, bold cheese and forward cheese. Right. You know, you're thinking, oh, this is gonna blast me out of the water. It's Cheetos. Cheetos is a solid flavor. It's just cheesy. It's a cheese. I mean, my fingers they're all cheese.
It's cheesier than provolone.
It is. Yeah. Well, I think our ratings kind of are where they are. I would give this a 5. I would give the other one
one's
a
gone.
2 or 3.
It's
I mean,
dead to us now.
It's not a thing. I would give these little bags of Cheetos. Not that we were rating these, but hey, you know what? I'm gonna finish these out. This is the best part of the meal.
2 for $1. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
That's cheesy.
That's cheesier than these mac and cheeses. It's crazy to me that putting these on the mac and cheeses actually reduced the flavor.
Looks like it sucked it all out.
Yeah, it did, and then it didn't even incorporate it into its own product. Well,
I don't know. I guess I really don't know what else to say about it.
I don't think so either. I guess I would stick to the Cheeto and dodge the Cheeto mac and cheese if you have an opportunity to try it. You find it on sale or something. I mean, get it done. It's not horrible, but I think it's a miss.
Well, I mean,
I don't think there's a spot in the market for it, especially at the price. I think there's other products that are better and do the job. And
you just think you're going to get more out of it,
right,
from the brand that it is. But
well, you know
what? Whatever. It is what it is.
I think that's where we are.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm gonna go make 3 more boxes. Screw it.
Yeah, right.
I'm hungry.
All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.
All right, peace out.